Hey, what is up, everybody? Thank you for joining me today. I am here because I saw something online and I'm very curious to know if it works. Now, I've been kind of under the weather, so I haven't really been going out or anything, but I did want some donuts. The last time I went to Dunkin' Donuts, though, it was like $30, and I'm like, no. So, what I'm going to do is make donuts out of biscuits. Now, I did see a couple of people do their own recipes for them. I'll leave a link in the description for those individuals because they did a really good job. But I kind of wanted to see if it works myself. So, what I have here are the biscuits themselves. I actually have some leftover biscuits from my last meal. I didn't even cook them because I knew I was going to be doing this. So, biscuits, I'm going to be doing I think three different types of toppings. So the first one, I'm going to be doing a chocolate ganache with semi-sweet chocolate. Then I'm going to be doing an icing with confectioner's powdered sugar. And then I'm just going to be doing just a simple, um, like brown sugar, white sugar, and cinnamon. So for the donut holes. So what I'm thinking is I have some glaze, some chocolate sprinkled, and then I'll have some of the donut holes that are both iced and um, topped off with the cinnamon sugar. So let's get started. I'm really excited. So I already have my double boiler set. Now don't laugh at me, guys, but I don't have like the traditional double boilers. When I moved here, I lost a lot of the things that I would normally use in my cooking videos. So I'm working to get those back. But I do have this dish, just sitting, like a square dish, just sitting over um, a pot of gently boiling water. So this is already hot. So what I'm going to do is start making my toppings first. I'm going to take all of the chocolate and empty it into the bowl. Actually, no. First thing I'm going to do is take a little vanilla cream and put it in here. So I'm going to take about two, no, I want it to be kind of loose. So what I'm going to do is do 1/4 cup of vanilla cream and get that warmed up. Okay, that warmed up. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of butter to this. Now, why are you doing that? Because you need something to kind of help break up the chocolate to make it pliable. These two ingredients, the vanilla cream, you need some kind of cream anyway. And I'm actually going to use some of that vanilla cream to make my icing too, because it's just easy. You have the cream, which is like the milk base, and then you have the um, vanilla in it. So it's going to have those different layers of flavors. And then 2 tablespoons of butter. And what I'm going to do is going to start letting this get really warm, start melting together. I'm gonna take my vanilla creamer back out actually because I'm gonna make the icing. All right, so I'm gonna use 2 cups of sugar. 2 cups of the confectioner sugar. Whew, 1 and 2. All right, and then I'm gonna measure out 4 tablespoons of the creamer. Now, of course, if you want yours to be a little bit more loose, you can definitely thin it out as much as you like. I'm just trying it with the 4 tablespoons of the vanilla creamer just to see if this is going to work for me. And so you just go ahead and mix this. And I can already tell it might be okay. We'll see. So you want to go ahead and just do your mixing. Make sure that the sugar and the cream is well incorporated. And again, this is I don't think I've ever done this icing, and it looks like because I used 2 cups, let's go ahead and increase that to, yeah, because it's not really, it's icing, but this is a little bit thicker than I want. So what I'm going to do is add 2 more. So it's going to be a total of 6 tablespoons of your vanilla cream if you're using 2 cups of powdered sugar to make your icing. And in this case, I'm using that much because I plan on icing most of the donuts anyway, because that's pretty much how we like them. We love glazed. My family and I love glazed donuts usually. And I'm probably going to glaze all of them actually. Now that I think about it, I'm probably going to glaze all of them and then put them in chocolate. Some of them in chocolate. We'll see. All right, it's coming together beautifully. As y'all can see, I have my nice icing glaze. And you know, that's what you're looking for. It's going to be beautiful. Ooh, you see this? Nice. Okay, stop playing with it. Okay. So we're going to set this off to the side so we're ready for it. All right, so put the confectioner sugar to the side. I'm noticing that my cream and butter mixture is melting very nicely. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the chocolate to this. And this is the entire bag of chocolate. Now, of course, I'm not going to use all of this chocolate in one for all of these donuts. So I'm going to use it for other recipes, like when I make some pancakes, I can put a little bit of chocolate in there or something like that. So this ganache will not go to waste, I promise you. Now, while we're letting that reduce, the chocolate cook down, looking nice already. And I might have to add a little bit more cream to this too. We'll see. All right, so while that's doing its thing, I am going to get my cinnamon sugar ready. Okay, so in this bowl, I'm going to put 2 tablespoons. Let me rinse this out. 2 tablespoons of cinnamon and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Thought about using the powdered sugar, but I'm not, nah. I think I'm just going to use my regular sugar for that. 1, 2. So that's 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of sugar. So what we're going to do, take our cinnamon sugar, mix it around, and bam, easy peasy. Cinnamon sugar. You know, it's crazy. Because we go out to all these places and we spend all this money and you can just really, if you have the time, and I think that's what it's about, time. But if you can take the time out, you can really save you some money just by making this stuff at home. So I got my icing. Can y'all see that? My icing here, cinnamon sugar here, working on my chocolate. I'm going to go ahead and get my oil in the pan because I'm going to be cooking the donuts very soon. And I'm using my wide skillet so I can cook a lot of them at the same time. Right? Oil. And I'm just using some regular canola oil. I'm just using some regular canola oil for that. Oil. All right, so this chocolate is coming together very, very, very nicely. So I'm going to keep stirring because it's almost done. All right. So as soon as I'm actually done with this, I'm going to get started with the donuts. I don't have my oil on right now because I don't want the oil to start burning. But it was advised that to use oil that's at 350 degrees. But you do want to make sure that your donuts cook on the inside first and on the outside last because you don't want to have a nice crispy exterior and still a doughy middle. So this is coming together nice. Very, 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 very nice. All right, so I'm taking it off now. So it looks beautiful. Now what you don't want to do is you don't want to keep you don't want to, I guess, overcook your chocolate because it could seize up on you. And if that happens, just add a little bit more cream to it and you'll be fine. All right. So this is what we got here. This is going to be our icing for some of our donuts along with sprinkles. Now here comes the fun part. So I'm going to go ahead, get my oil hot. Like I said, I'm using a very wide skillet so I can cook more. I'm getting my donuts cut. So get ready to work with the raw dough. And I want to make sure that my surface is going to be a non-stick surface. So I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil. So that my items won't stick. I'm just going to rub the whole thing down with the oil. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So I think I'm going to cut these in just regular donut shapes. But these guys, I'm going to do something special with. You definitely want your dough to be done. So that's why I'm thinking about doing it. So one donut at a time. So we're going to take this and we're just going to go in with our donut cutter, with a hole cutter, and simply punch a hole in it. That's it. And then these donut holes are going to be what I toss in with everything else. Okay, looking good already. This one might be, I don't know. You know how you always have one in those bunches. All right. All right. So I have all the holes cut. These are my donut holes I'm going to be using for later. Now, I'm going to be doing something very special with these. I'm actually going to be taking these and splitting these in half and making like kind of like twist out of them. I think I will go ahead and split these though. But let's see how these turn out. First, we're going to make sure our oil is hot. And all right, so while the oil is getting hot, now I did tell you that I was going to be doing something with these. Going to be making some twists, like the cinnamon sugar twist. So what I'm going to do is get my dough out, right? Then I'm going to separate each biscuit again. Well, actually, no, I'm not, because they're actually being really stubborn. So what I'm going to do, kind of coat them with a little bit of oil so they're not sticking. Cut these guys, flatten them with my hands. Okay. And I'm going to cut each one in half. What you're going to do now, because this particular dough has butter all throughout, what I'm going to do is take some of my cinnamon sugar and I'm going to add it to each half and then roll it together. There we go. So each half, I'm going to put a little bit, like a straight line of the cinnamon sugar mix. So each piece is going to have like its own cinnamon sugary flavor inside. Now, if you were making something like Cinnabons, you would use this in conjunction with butter. But again, since this dough actually has butter all throughout it, and I could see it, I didn't want to add any more. All right. We're going to take these and we're going to close them up like little tacos. You're going to close them up nice, pinch them together. Pinch it together. It's okay if it gets out a little bit. It's not going to be perfect. Pinch them together. Make sure everything's closed. Fold it. Pinch it together. And then you're going to roll it. Once you pinch it, you're gonna basically you're pinching that sugar in there, and then you're gonna roll it up with your hands. And this is not really working out. Okay, hold on 1 second. See, this is all the experiment. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. All right, so you're gonna take it and just roll them. We'll kind of twist them into themselves like this. Kind of twist it, twist it. You're gonna twist, twist. And I'm hoping that these stay twisted. No guarantees, but we'll see. And once you got all of these twisted, then you're good to go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook these last because I have that cinnamon sugar inside of these. I don't necessarily want that flavor to be all over the other donuts that I'm making because I want everything to kind of have their own flavor, which is why I kind of did these last. So I'm going to start cooking my donuts in a second. Okay, there we go. So all of my cinnamon twists are made. I'm going to go ahead and start on my donuts. Wash my hands, get all the cinnamon sugar off. Yeah, I do have these donuts on a low setting. I have it on 4. So I do have this on, I think it's 400. Well, I'm going to turn this down to 3. Just because I don't want it to overcook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test them with my dough balls first. All of my donut holes. And I know that they cook fast, but you want to kind of keep an eye on them. Flip them as they're starting to get brown. Like so. Get a little brown and you just flip them. And like I said, you want to make sure that they're done. So what I'm going to do, if you had to put a timer on it, is basically about you actually watching for doneness though. Um, because everyone's stove is differently. Like I cook with fire. So my stove is going to cook a little bit faster if you than a someone with an electric stove. So you got to stand here basically and keep your eye on this stuff and make sure they get like a nice little deep brown. When they get that deep brown, that means that they're done. So I would say this probably took about maybe 2 minutes, maybe, of constant looking at them, and that's a guess. So you want them to look like this when you take them out. Beautiful. Look like hush puppies. All right. And remember, they're going to continue to cook. Show you what I'm putting them. They're going to continue to cook. Now, I don't have a classic wire rack or anything like that, but I'm going to do the best that I can with what I do have. See? Nice. So I'm going to go ahead and cook up my donuts now and see how these turn out. Probably could have got 6 in there, but we're going to give everybody some room. Give them some room to work. So when you start seeing them turn colors, like when you start seeing kind of like a tannish color on the side that it's cooking on, you want to go and flip it just so they won't overcook. Hey, it's actually good. I may not ever go buy donuts again. I may not ever go buy donuts again. Depending on how these actually taste. Mm. And again, I want them to be the same color as my donut holes. Ooh, I knew that was hot. I don't know why. All right, so you got to just keep an eye on these now. These are probably definitely going to cook longer than the donut holes. Like I said, those were about maybe a minute and a half to 2 minutes. These I'm sure are going to cook for maybe about 3 minutes. But again, this is like constant babying, constant watching over them, making sure they're not overcooking. But you also want to make sure that your dough is cooked. All right, my donuts are cooking away beautifully. My biscuit donuts looking very, very good. Looking very, very nice over here. When these are done, I'm going to finish up the rest of them. We'll be good to go. Okay, so all of my donuts are done. Looking very beautiful. Look at these, guys. I can't wait to try them. So, on to my cinnamon twists. Hopefully, they stay somewhat together and twisted. I'll give them an extra twist before I actually put them in there. Bring them in there. And this is the last of the batch before I actually start decorating everything. Kind of wanted everything to cool off a little bit. Now these are going to be topped while they're hot because I'm doing these with the brown sugar, cinnamon glaze. But the rest of it, I'm going to either ice or chocolatize, as I would love to say. Chocolatize. Oh, some of these are actually coming loose. I can already see it. So just try your best to twist them as best as you can. Um, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's still gonna be delicious either way, But people eat with their eyes first, so you want to make sure that it looks presentable and it looks nice, neat, and that you like care about it. All right, so put these in. All right, so the twists are pretty much done. Some of they did come untwisted, unfortunately, but how this already the dough is already like seasoned with that cinnamon sugar anyway. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. And I mean, hey, it's just a longer donut, you know what I mean? So I'm not too broken up about it. But what I will do is while I'm just taking these out of the grease, I will be um coating those with the brown sugar glaze while they're still hot. Okay, now for the fun part. We're getting ready to start I'm gonna say decorating. But we're getting ready to start topping all of our donuts. So what I'm gonna do hot. Okay. I decided not to coat any of the regular donuts or the donut holes that I have with the cinnamon sugar because I just wanted these to have it. That's good. All right, so I got these well coated with that cinnamon sugar. And now it's time for me to do my chocolate glaze. So I got my chocolate right here looking all nice and beautiful. Stir it up a bit. You can see how smooth and beautiful that looks. Mm. Okay. So we're gonna take our chocolate, our donuts, and dip it into the chocolate. Kind of swirl it around. I'm not gonna coat the entire donut with the chocolate because I want to kind of have a little bit of just regular dough to kind of balance that chocolate. But most of the donut would be coated in the chocolate. Like so. Ooh, that looks so good. Mm. So I'm gonna do. Oh no, man! I was gonna do three and three, but I might have to do more chocolate. Oh no, that looks great. But I could just save some chocolate for next time too. Kind of wanted to have a variety. Boom. Mm. But actually, I'm gonna do some of my donut holes chocolate too. So this is gonna be my chocolate plate. One, two, three, four, yeah, five. So all of these are gonna be nicely coated with chocolate. Then I use two forks to take them out and place them on our plate. Let it drip a little bit. All that excess chocolate drips off. The glazed. Now I'm going to glaze these entire donuts, like front and oh, the entire thing. Let's get the glaze down. Okay. Got a fork I'm using to kind of toss this in, coat the glazed donut all the way. Make sure it gets all the way in the hole and everything. Okay. You want to make sure that you get it down in the hole. Hold them very nicely. And then you're going to let it kind of hang out there until the excess strips off like that. Just like that. Then you put it on your plate. It's good. This is going to be delicious. Boom. Let's go ahead and knock out the rest. This really did not take too long at all. I think that this would be a great project for you and your family to do, like I said, on the weekends, or if you guys are just bored, don't have anything to do. All right, so I'm skipped over. I'm glazing the last donut here. Looks good. Kind of twisting it. Oops. That one got a little extra glaze on it. All right, twisting it. Boom. Now for the rest of my donut holes. Holding those really nicely. There we go. These are looking very nicely. So get these out of here. So what I decided to do, because this is not going to be my final plate that I actually serve it on, I'm actually going to take some of my icing, and I'm going to just go over the donuts, kind of like a zigzag. And I'll show you what the final product looks like. All right, everybody, here we go. I have all of them right here. So proud of them. They look really good. So I'm gonna try a little bit of each, of course. Can't leave the people without a taste. So I'm gonna try the donut holes for the chocolate and the glaze because I wanted to save the whole donuts for my babies. And I'm gonna try one of the cinnamon twist. So donut hole. This is the glaze one. Mm, mm. Mm. So good. Mm. And to think all this, including the powdered sugar and chocolates and everything that I needed, was only like $8. Mm. Let's try one of the chocolates now. I took the liberty of putting some sprinkles on the chocolate just to make it a little festive for the babies. That was good. Mm. Mm. But that one was better. Mm. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. I'm trying to get it out. What you guys don't have to realize is that you cannot have these every day. As much as good as they are, you will be like as big as a house. So make sure you are cognizant of that. So let me rinse my fingers and try the cinnamon. And we're gonna try the cinnamon one. Mm, mm-hmm. Mm. I can taste the butter. Definitely the cinnamon and the sugar. It kind of reminds me of like having French toast sticks in a way. So if you had some syrup, some maple syrup or something, that'd go really good. Or some honey to glaze over this, it'd be really good. I think it's great as it is. Mm. But as soon as I tasted it, it automatically put me in the mindset of having like, mm, yeah, like cinnamon French toast sticks or something. So I hope you enjoyed the video and try these for yourself. Let me know how you like them, please. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. And if you have anything that you'd like to see me try, first time tries like this one, let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to do it for you. Until then, I'll see you next time. Y'all be safe out there. All right, there we go. Homemade donuts out of canned biscuits.